Shopify stock has risen 166% in 2020 alone. Now, if you add that up over the past 4 years, since 2016, that is almost 1,600%. So I want to tell you how Shopify works, how it makes its money, how it spends its money, and whether it's a worthwhile investment for you to make, even though a lot of skeptics will say that it is highly overpriced. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Jonathan and this is a brand new channel. So if you do like the video, please do me a favor and smash that like button for me. And if you do like the content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. So if you click this video, then you are interested in figuring out how Shopify works, how it makes its money, and you want to know if it's a worthwhile investment for you in the future. So what is Shopify and why should you be interested in Shopify for your portfolio? Well, when a lot of business started struggling with the whole corona situation, Shopify was in a prime position to help all of those struggling businesses. Because Shopify allows small businesses to build websites or e-commerce websites where they can sell their products without having to hire a developer, without having to buy specialized software. They can just pick a template and they can set it up in a few hours and they can have a live website to sell their products on. Now, if you were to do this with a developer, you would have a very high upfront cost and you would also have to wait for the website to be finished and you would also have to pay for maintenance. Whereas with Shopify, they use a subscription model and they take all of that hassle away from you. So you don't have to know about deployment, you don't have to know about hosting, you don't have to run site maintenance. All of that is done by Shopify. But rather than go too deep into that topic, because that would be another video itself, and there is loads of different videos on Shopify on YouTube. So if you do want to learn a bit more about that, then by all means go and have a look at those videos. I want to make this a bit more specific towards Shopify as an investment and an investment as a company. So right now in December of 2020, there are currently almost 1.6 million stores or online stores that are powered by Shopify. Let's say conservatively that those stores use the most basic version of Shopify that you can use, which is around $29 per month. Now, if I do the incredibly complicated math of multiplying 29 by 1.6 million, you get 46.4 million every single month. Now bear in mind that's the conservative figure. Now I know you don't want the conservative figures, you actually want to know how much money Shopify makes, because if you don't know if it's a profitable business, then it's not going to be a worthwhile long-term investment for you. So in 2020, in fact we are in December of 2020, so if I look at the last quarter, which ended on September 30th, if we actually look at the revenue, they made 767 million in 3 months, which is quite substantially more than what I had just calculated there on the most basic plan. So where does this revenue come from? Well, you have first their subscription solution, which is the thing that I was explaining earlier. People pay a monthly fee to have their website hosted by Shopify. So that can be a very basic plan, or it can be a more complex, comprehensive plan. You also have merchant solutions. Now this is where it makes up most of its revenue, almost double in fact. This is to do with themes and also to do with transaction costs that are incurred by people who sell on their service. So now let's look at the cost of revenue. Their cost in maintaining their subscription solutions was 52 million compared to their merchant solutions, which was 310 million. So what could be the reason for that? Well, from a developer's point of view, a subscription solution is a lot easier to maintain because it is just money that the user pays. So you're only dealing with one transaction cost. Whereas the merchant solution is a lot harder to maintain. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of dealing with cloud service providers. There's also a lot of dealing with financial service providers or dealing with transaction and paying and maintaining services. Now, if you actually subtract the cost of revenue to their revenue, then they still have a gross profit of almost 405 million, which is pretty substantial. Now they have other operation costs and things like that, but this year compared to last year is up almost 100%. So why such a big increase in revenue? Well, it has been mostly down to Corona, but Shopify's value has been increasing exponentially almost 1600% in the past 4 years, even before Corona. The thing is, before Corona, things weren't exactly looking good for the high street. You had shops closing down left, right and centre. People were more likely to shop online because it was easier to trust online now, and online payments were easier to do. So when Corona hit, Shopify was in the perfect position to help retailers get online quicker and not have to hire a developer and not have to spend a massive amount of time on setup. And the thing is, their price right now and their market cap matches that. So as a day trade, Shopify is not really a safe bet because things with Corona could change like that. Anything in the news, a new vaccine, looser regulations could cause shareholders to want to jump ship and cash in while the price is still inflated. So what about long term? Well, for that, we're going to have to look at Shopify's biggest competitors. Now, Shopify themselves will say that their biggest competitors are big commerce, but that's not really true. Shopify's biggest competitors are Amazon and WordPress. Now, I know WordPress isn't actually a competitor, but WordPress is used by freelance developers and developers to build online e-commerce stores all the time. But first, let's look at Amazon. Now, Amazon offers a service similar to what Shopify offers in the sense that you can sell your products online using Amazon. The main difference is that you use Amazon, you do not use your own online store. You sell using Amazon brand to Amazon customers, and you use that trust that people have built up with Amazon to sell your product. Now, Amazon has the brand and the customer base, so how can Shopify compete with that? Well, it doesn't actually have to. In fact, Amazon's existing brand is an advantage for Shopify. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you have an online store on Amazon and you sell a product on Amazon, when a customer buys that product, they do not build a relationship with you. They do not build it with the person who runs the store. They build that relationship and trust with Amazon. And if you think about it, when you're buying on Amazon, you don't typically think about who you're buying from. You just know that Amazon is going to make sure that that order is delivered. So you build trust with them. You don't care about the seller. And if you're trying to build a brand and sell a product, you don't want someone to just buy from you once. You want recurring clients, you want recurring customers. You won't build any loyalty or trust with yourself, you build it for Amazon. Shopify offers the ability for a small business to build its own online presence and brand and sell products that way. To make the website look how they want it to look, to show the products the way they want to sell it, to set it up quickly, and they can do it without a massive upfront cost. Now let's talk about the other competitor, which is freelance developers and WordPress. With WordPress, you can build a much more sophisticated and specific website to what you actually want it to do, but you're going to have a much higher upfront cost unless you know how to code. You're also going to have to wait until the website is ready before you can actually start to sell anything. Now, for most startup and small businesses, this isn't practical. They need to be quick, they need to be agile, and they need to get an online presence quickly. And that's Shopify's markets, the small businesses and entrepreneurs who are looking to start online. Now, that market isn't going away, even after Corona's gone. The fact of this matter is, this crisis has just shown companies that they need to be online more than ever. And if they can do that quick at a low upfront cost, they're going to take advantage of it. So in my opinion, Shopify is a good bet under the assumption that you look at it long term and the fact that online retail is going to continue to grow, with smaller companies looking to carve out a section of that market for themselves. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this video and this has been informative to you. I would really appreciate if you like the video, and if you do like the content, please let me know either in the comment section below or just subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.